Welcome to the Marvels, Mysteries and Midlanders podcast. Prepare to take a dive into all things mythical, eerie and downright strange. Stick around. You might just enjoy yourself.
Yeah, it's I'm.
Did you want to postpone?
No. We can carry on.
You sure?
I'm emotionally scuffed, so it's fine. I'll push that aside for now.
That's going to be a great outtake.
Working now.
You good, Jeff?
Okay, I'm recording.
Yeah.
Yep,
Good,
we're
good.
Cool.
Okay.
Good. Well, Adam, I'm sorry you had to start the episode.
You had some ass, didn't you?
Well, I see a friend looking, slightly upset. I'm allowed to ask.
I was
if
like,
you're okay.
do you know what, Adam? Just like, deal with it later. Get through the episode. Tell him afterwards.
It's just
But no, this man has to pride.
What's
in
wrong,
me.
Adam? Tell me your problems before we start.
He's
fucking dead, isn't he? I'm trying to think.
Sorry for laughing. I have a dark humor.
No,
It's
if you don't laugh, then I'll think there's something wrong.
trying to think of some healthy form of death joke, but it just seems completely not a good idea right now. I just keep having that "that's my boy" scene in my head. I don't know why. Harry Potter, he's back.
Well, he was considerably older than me, so
I know.
I think it'd be him.
He was
going.
your geriatric friend.
Yeah.
That's my old boy. I don't know. Yeah.
My old boy.
But yeah. Sorry, Adam, you had to start that way. I'm sorry for prying. So, hello, everyone, and welcome to this depressing start to Marvel's Mysteries and Midlanders. I am James. He's the Adam Daly who's just about pulling it all together to get through the episode. He's being a trooper. But today it's different. Lewis Carter isn't with us. He has taken a scenic skiing trip to Italy because screw his commitments. Why should he come on the podcast? So instead, we have volunteered, or should I say, no, that's the wrong word, enlisted our friend from the Haunted Housewives Podcast, Carly. Hello,
Hi.
Carly. Welcome
Hi,
to the
hi.
show.
Can I fill Adam's role? Or not Adam. Sorry, Adam. You're here. You're right in front of my
It's okay.
face.
Everyone can fill
Adam,
my
just
role
get,
right
get
now.
off. Adam, get off, mate. You don't need you anymore.
No. Can I fill Lewis's role with a fun fact?
Yes.
I'll
Yeah.
wait till the end. I have a great fact for you, too.
No, you can give us your fact if you want to give it us now.
Yeah.
Is it a Shrek fact?
It's not a Shrek fact. I wish it was a Shrek fact. Did you know that sloths can't fart?
Really?
Oh, no.
Now you know.
Cool.
That's actually quite
Cool.
interesting.
That is.
How do they release gases then?
I don't know that.
Out their mouths.
That wasn't included in my fact-finding mission. I just learned that fact. I said, great, I'm going to tell everybody.
I bet Lewis would have found it out.
Yeah, Carl, no offense, but if you want to fill out Lewis's role, you got to know the answers to it, because Lewis has always definitely answered the questions we've asked him, no matter what. Always definitely backed up his
Every
information
time.
he comes out with. Every time, yeah. So, just a little question there to boost Adam's morale. Hope that helps. This episode has now gone from us telling a story to us trying to boost Adam's spirit.
No, you don't need to boost
Too
mine.
bad. That's what friends do.
This is happening now. Accept it. Embrace it. Okay?
So- happening.
The opening to this episode.
You will have your moods lightened.
Yes, exactly. You will smile. You will be happy. So my opening of this episode might be a bit. I'm sorry, Adam, for what I said.
Is it about death?
Death is mentioned in it. Sorry.
How great is death?
But yeah, so we're dedicating this episode today to Al. Yeah? Yeah, we'll dedicate it to him. Yeah.
Alan Hawkins,
Yeah.
good friend of mine.
Good friend of Adam's. So rest in peace, Am.
You already fucked it.
So before we jump in, actually, Carly, do you want to give a little bit of a description about yourself since you're the guest host? Sorry.
Oh,
Just, you know.
hi. I mean,
That's not a description,
you
Carly.
put me
That's
on the
a
spot,
greeting.
and now I can't think of
Yeah.
a single thing about myself. Hi,
Give us
my name's
who-
Carly.
Where you from, mate? Where you from?
Where am I from? I'm from Texas.
Who are you?
Who are you? I'm
Who are you?
from Texas, and now I live in Florida. And
What
that's
a depressing existence it is.
Depressing.
I always hear like the stories about the Florida man.
The Florida man!
The Florida man.
Listen.
Florida man!
Those stories
We should do an episode on the
are
Florida man.
true. They are 100% true. I've met more crazy people here than I've met in my entire life. I saw a shirtless man wearing a leather vest and carrying a machete in a Walgreens once.
Nice.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
Yeah.
Nice.
We need to go to
Yeah.
Florida.
Florida. Road trip to Florida.
Come on down. I'll show you all
gonna
of the
visit you.
coolest places. I'll take you to where the crackheads hang out and be like,
Yay!
here you go. Have some fun.
My people.
Smack my vein. Come on, give me the good stuff. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah. That's what, to be fair, me and Adam do love a good crack tour. Me and Adam are always on about going on one big crack tour across the US.
Just a crack tour of the USA.
I just need those rocks, man.
See?
Yeah.
Listen, alligators and crazy people. I got you.
Cool.
Come on down.
Good.
Sounds like an album or something.
And beaches. So there you go.
That's the EP. Yeah. So let's jump straight into it. So thank you, listeners, for tuning in this week. So today we're doing an American-based folk tale, urban legend,
That's
so to
right.
speak, to kind of ease Carly in, so she's not completely confused by what the hell's going on this show. So there are many questions that have sloshed about in the grey matter that exists in the fragile skulls of humanity. What comes after we die? Sorry, Adam. Is there truly...
What a perfect, of course it happens. It have to happen now, right? Literally got the text like 5 minutes ago, and you have done like a whole episode on death.
It's not. The whole episode is not about death, but I was writing just like a witty opening, just to kind of, ease you guys comedically into it. And then I was like, oh, one of my friends has died. And I'm like, what comes after we die?
Cool.
God. Yeah, so
I'm sweaty.
Just read the script.
Sweaty,
just read
okay?
the script. Just read the script. It's just what allergies. So So what comes after we die? Is there truly life beyond the stars? Is there really an omnipotent God who watches over our every move? Do we even have a soul? So in lieu of these kind of questions, I'm going to start this episode with one of these simple yet deeply reflective questions. I want answers, guys, and I want them now. If you had to give birth to a half-human, half-animal hybrid, what would it be?
I feel like you asked this question, regardless of birth. You asked me and Lewis anyway.
Probably, yeah.
And I'd say like
you had to give birth to it this time.
a fortnightly basis of what human animal hybrid would we be?
But guys, listen. You're not taking it seriously. What?
The anthropomorphized. If I had to give birth to it.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Come on.
I think I'd like
It's a serious question.
I'd like a little, half penguin, half human little baby.
Well,
that would be kind of cool.
That's fucking adorable, first of
Do
all.
I get to?
Yeah.
Will
I know that it's
will
like.
it waddle like a penguin, though? Is it
Well,
just
that's the thing.
penguin
I
body,
need to
human
decide.
head? I need this visual.
That's what I mean. I need to decide what halves I want which, and either way, it's going to sound dodgy. Whatever.
Maybe
I say.
child's head with beak.
But, see,
Oh,
if it had the beak, because
yeah.
then it would be
Yeah.
all like, whoop, 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 whoop,
Yeah.
penguin waddle.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'd want the penguin.
Maybe it
model.
has the penguin flaps, the arms, whatever they're called. But at the end of the flaps are human fingers.
Oh, no.
That would freak me out. Get it out of me!
Touching me! Yeah, that comes out first.
Flaps
It comes out, and
with
you see it
fingers.
rise up to reach towards you.
Can you imagine, right? If it had like a big beak as well, and it's just trying to slide itself out of you.
Because obviously
just
at this,
slide itself out of you.
yeah,
Yeah.
and obviously
No,
at this
you
point,
would obviously hatch an egg in that scenario. You have a fucking beak.
yeah.
Use it.
Oh shit!
Pick-
Yeah. Would you actually?
pick your
Would you
own
give
way
birth
out.
to the half penguin, half male or female?
More importantly-
baby? Or would you lay an egg and
would-
then it births
yeah,
from
but
that?
more
Lay an
importantly, would you shit out the egg or would it come out your dick as a man?
Yeah, as a guy, I mean, giving birth is impossible anyway. But
Seahorses have
Is it?
the babies, so
Belly
technically
button.
you would be a seahorse now. Congratulations. You're
I am a
father.
seahorse.
I am a seahorse.
I'm the daddy. Yeah.
You know what they say about horses. Regardless of whether they're under the ocean.
Yeah,
I'm
they've got
sorry.
bad
For those
bad
of us-
teeth.
For those of of us who don't understand the joke. What do they say about horses? Horses.
Got bad teeth, obviously.
Obviously.
They have giant personalities. Very emotionally complex.
There you go.
Good. What about you, Carly? What did you give birth to? Half human, half animal hybrid.
Obviously.
Aside from your 3 children. That was harsh. Sorry.
No, it's not.
I hate those kids.
I fucking hate those kids.
Sorry.
I'm sure they're lovely.
They're wonderful children. However, vampires. Yes, energy vampires. It's okay.
Energy vampire. Well, you got 3 Colin Robinsons going on.
100%. Hey.
How's it going?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I feel like the only appropriate answer here is half human, half fish. I gave birth to a fucking mermaid. There you go. That's my answer.
Yeah, it would come out though. Just come out the head and half body of like a codfish and just human legs. Highly disturbing. It wouldn't be the hot mess you're thinking it's going to be.
No child is leaving
You get
this
the
body.
exact opposite.
Can you imagine? Imagine just a fish like coming out with human legs, just like kicking his legs everywhere, but his face is like, kill me.
You guys are ruining my mer-child here.
Sorry.
No, we're just being
forgiven.
realistic.
No,
We're just being.
it would be.
James, what would you have?
What I have? See, like cute and as a baby or something.
Would you go for practicality? Because we've gone for quite cute choices.
Nothing.
You could go for something like a lion, so that if anyone like threatens you, your lion baby.
Originally I had like a pig in my head, but then it'd grow up to be like this strange like
a pig?
ogre
Pig boy
man. You know what I mean? Pig boy.
That'll do, Pigly.
Pigly.
Yes, father. Where are we going to the farmer's market today?
You'd be like,
I love you, Daddy.
You got really into that, didn't you?
I did, mate. This character.
You'd be like, what's I completely blanked on the name. The Hannibal dude.
Yeah, Mason Verger.
Mason Verger, yeah, Mason Verger.
Have a chocolate.
Have a chocolate.
Yeah, see, I wasn't gonna go with pig because it freaked me out, but now I've got this strange man pig
Well,
son
you have
called
to now.
Pigly. I'm raising
You've
him.
already got his personality down.
I'll always love you, Father.
Yeah.
Sounds like a combination of like Sloth from the Goonies.
Yeah.
And just
Hey, you guys.
Well done.
Quality intro to the episode. So now I've got that little clue out of the way, we can focus on our topic for this week. There's actually no birthing in this episode, but I wouldn't.
you just thought you'd ask the question.
It was a social experiment. Yeah. So let's set the scene, ladies and gentlemen. It's a breathless kind of humid evening in May 1955. You're a traveling businessman or a traveling Bible salesman. Based on what the story is telling, you're doing parts of what you do best. Traveling. In this specific case, you're taking a long drive on a dark stretch of road that runs along the Little Miami River in Clermont County, just on the outskirts of a small town known as Loveland in Ohio. It's a lonely road, and you are even lonelier. So lonely. Driving in the dark, thinking about that next big sale, that next big Bible bash sesh. As you drive through the pitch-black county roads at night, you finally come to a little bit of light stretching over the river. A quick check of your clock tells you it's around 3:30 a.m., the perfect time for something weird to go down, as it usually does, to be fair. There might have been a nice spot to pull over, have a breather, get some perspective, but today, on this night, something else had plans for you. Now, what do you think happens next? If you had to guess.
A pig child comes out.
Don't you talk about Pigly that way!
Pigly comes out and just starts snorting because he's forgotten how to speak.
Pigly
and he's like,
comes
and that basically means, "Where's my father?"
No, like,
That's exactly what it
My
means.
father.
Where's my father?
what about you, Carly? What do you think it is?
Well, I'm assuming that this is not a good surprise because, listen, you were setting this up for someone to get laid, okay? Looking forward
Yeah,
to
true,
something.
you were.
See? Listen, Adam and I made
What?
eye contact via our little
We
awkward
did.
school chairs. See?
I had the Kleenex ready.
Yep.
I had the moisturizer out, and
Ready for you to spin us this tale, James.
Is that?
And I
Is
feel
that
like
Dove
during this
moisturizer?
sexy witching hour that we have posed, we are going to remain
Yes.
the bluest of balls.
I'm not blue
Sexy
balling or
witching
blue.
hour.
I'm not blue balling or blue beaning anyone. That's down to your interpretation. Okay.
Listen, these were your words. My mind immediately went to someone's gonna get
The
laid.
lonely,
I must
lonely
write
man.
really sexually.
See?
It does happen a lot.
And then you told us it was Bibles, and I feel like that's a bold-faced lie.
That's your past. That's your past coming into it. I'm just basing it on my research, okay? Bible salesman was part of this opening story, okay? There was no... You know what? I'm going to carry on the story.
Yeah.
You're
Carry on,
you're
Jim.
twisting my words.
Listen,
Okay.
this is what you asked me for. You asked me to show up
true.
and be with myself, and this is
You're
myself.
getting fired mid-episode, okay? That's what's happening.
You're fired.
You're talking too much. Kick her out.
Fine.
Where's the decline call button? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you asked me, and this is my thoughts.
Dude, no. I think. You know, to
just
be
kidding.
truthful, I begged. Please come on my show.
What are we gonna do without
Please.
Lewis?
I'll never tell anyone. I swear.
I'm gonna text him while this episode's going on.
So it's
Be like,
going.
missing you, buddy.
It's going way better than it ever did when you were on here.
No.
No. So what happens next is based on different tellings of the story. Like I said, Bible seller, traveling salesman, what have you. So we have a lot of choice in this terms of the story. And I'm going to treat you to a few of them as we go on. So one constant in this telling of this tale is that the traveler bore witness to 3 humanoid shapes congregating on the bridge in front of him. They weren't just a group of local youths, being mad lads, or druggies, reprobates, or even friendly pagans. What he's seen before him, or what you see before yourself, is the Loveland Frogmen.
Frogman, is this why you asked us if we would?
Wait, are these like actual Pepes?
Pepe. Yeah, you
Wait.
could say living Pepes.
Wow.
I'm sorry for those of us who don't know
Yes.
the reference to Pepe. What are you talking
Pepe
about?
the Frog? Pepe the Frog is an internet phenomenon and is the basis of about 50% of my personality.
Where have I been? Where have I been my whole life?
This is sorry, Carly. This is not for boomers. It's
Didn't know this podcast was called Boomer Chat.
No!
even though I am 5 years younger than you, that is Pepe the Frog.
A boomer. Where did James go? He's gone.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to show you what
He
the
is
Pepe
back.
looks like. But
I think I caught
It kicks me out of class.
Yeah, you can't be in school with your phone.
Pepe, show
pretty-
yourself,
I'm
Pepe.
Okay, I know what
Come
that frog
on.
is. I just didn't know it had a name. Okay, same page. I'm fucking old. Let's go.
Glad we got that issue ironed out soon. Yeah, so
yeah, I'm on my way to my deathbed. Sorry, Adam.
rip.
You have been youthified.
The words
Rip.
left my mouth, and I was like, "Oh, don't say that." It's too late.
Watch a meme.
It's too late.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay if you don't. It's okay. Watch all these memes people are reading these days. Sorry,
I
Carly.
did. Well,
My
I did
Amer-
need a technology lesson before we could do
to
this.
be fair, you were struggling with your headphones
was.
before this as
I
well.
did. The volume was turned down, and I was like, "What the fuck? What do I do here?"
It's okay. I did that last week when we recorded. I was going, oh,
Yeah, he
the
did, he
headset's
did.
just not working. And it turns out I just had mute on the laptop the whole time. It's okay.
Good times.
It's okay.
Good times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Forgive me.
Please
So yeah,
continue.
so you get
The
to
frog
this
Pepes.
bridge, and yeah, the
Frog
Pepes, the Frogmen,
Pepe
the
the
Loveland Frogmen,
Okay.
were standing in the middle of this bridge with their impressively toned and overly long back legs. These slimy, oddly attractive man bodies with frog heads stood about like this was just a common occurrence taking place on the bridge. With their leathery skin, webbed hands and feet, their bulging eyes reflecting the dim light on the bridge, and their wide mouths and deep grooves on their heads noticeable at further glance. Now, these guys were around 4 feet tall. Not massively tall, but, tall enough. Apparently, they looked to weigh around 50 to 75 pounds. And as I said, they were standing around. It looked like they were having a conversation. Maybe they were. What do you think they were talking about? What do you think they sounded like, these frog boys?
Well,
Frogs.
they're obviously
Half men,
competing.
though, man.
Half man, half frog. They're obviously competing with Mothman to see who is the most attractive cryptid of all.
Have you been doing your squats this week, Jeremy?
That's what a frogman sounds like.
Are you having a good week?
I'm having difficulty imagining them. You said they were 50 to 75 pounds.
Apparently, yeah.
4 feet tall.
And they were 4 feet tall.
Very leathery skin.
Apparently, yeah, leathery skin. Basically frogs' heads with kind of man-like bodies.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right. Is there abs involved?
I've got some to get you guys into the spirit of things. I'm sending you 2 pictures now, just to kind of get you to understand what we're dealing with. They're links this time, Adam. You don't need to download them, so just have a look at them. Get a look at those
my
links.
goodness.
Oh my gosh. Look at him straddling that highway rail guard.
I need a moment.
This is not a horny episode.
I need a moment.
This is not.
James,
it's not supposed to be.
You invited me on
Carly.
this show and presented me with these abs. What did you think would happen?
I don't know how, what your hornometer's like right now. I don't know if cartoon frogman abs turn you on. I don't know anything. All I know.
I'm just going to leave that there.
I'm just.
Sorry.
I'm just. So, guys, right now, the reason why everyone's quite hepped up in this podcast episode is because
If that isn't the thumbnail of the episode, I'm going to be so
no,
mad.
I'm going to have to do that now.
It needs to be this.
It's basically as an amazing interpretation of what a frogman.
frogman.
It's basically a frogman with killer abs and quite good biceps.
Hey.
It's I'm gonna have to have that as a picture now. It's decided.
He's got the V lines, he's got the obliques going.
So yeah, that's the basis of what the frogmen look like. You've got basically a manlish body with frog skin on, basically, and a frog's head. It's fairly
I like
easy
that
to
he's
imagine.
got like a happy expression.
Yeah,
He
he's
does have a very happy expression.
I just did 6 deadlifts in a row.
something like that. I don't know.
He's got a little tattoo as well.
Has he?
I don't know.
That's a watermark, mate. I don't know what it is.
That's a watercress, mate.
He needs
So-
everyone to know where he's been, okay?
Yeah, he does,
that
yeah,
tattoo
he
is a
does,
marker of... Oh, no, he has more than one tattoo. Look at his other arm. He has a little sprig of lavender.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You have found the most attractive
I know.
frogman
I have. I
ever.
did.
This is such a
good.
teasing photo as well because, like, it seems like
Hey.
all definition just ends at his waist.
See?
And then his legs start.
Tragic
It's just-
story of the frogman
blank.
is that he just has no penis. There's just nothing there.
Frogs don't do legs, mate.
Just like,
Frogs
smooth.
skip leg day.
Dolphin
They do.
smooth. You know what I mean?
Dolphins,
So-
there's nothing else there.
There's nothing else there. So in the current telling we are going to go with, there was no even chance to get out of the car and get a better look at these frogmen standing in the middle of the road. Instead, the driver just decided to honk his horn at him. He's like,
Hey,
come on, get out of here. We've got Bibles to sell, mate.
Get him out, lad.
Nice, frog legs, mate.
Make him bounce, go on.
Come on, guys, jump for us. So the creatures then shot back into their froggy-like poses. They kind of hunch back down into frog pose. And 2 of them dive back into the water under the bridge. And the 3rd landed directly on the hood of the car of the traveling salesman.
Obviously.
Yeah, so
As he
what
should.
followed... Yeah, exactly, So what
I
followed...
feel like they just fucking panicked like fuck and thought. That one dude on the bunny was like, oh shit.
So what follows now is your car getting, obviously, completely covered in man-frog slime. And obviously the most intense cockeyed stare off you've ever had as well. Yeah, because frogs' eyes, are, they're a bit all over the place.
You wouldn't even be able to tell he was
Like-
staring at you. That's actually a good impression, James.
It's a good
Yeah, just doing my Pennywise eyes. Jesus Christ, I can't read now. Oh, so there we go. Yeah, good. I've got like the picture's now been registered. Me doing my
It's uncanny.
doing my frog eyes. Never knew how much I look like a frog. So this particular turn of events became a bit too much for the driver's nerves, and they passed out. And by the time they woke up, the frogman was gone. Everybody say hi, hi, hi to the Loveland Frogmen. Hey.
So who's in his car? This fucking
This traveling
4-foot
salesman.
frog lands on his bonnet
Yeah.
and he just like passes out. Oh.
He has a stare off first, and then he goes,
Maybe he gets hypnotized.
Yeah.
I reckon it's one of them like hypnotoads.
"Hypno frog." Yeah.
Hypno frog.
Hypno frog. Yeah, I'm some
I would like to know if he dented the car hood. This matters to me.
Well, later in the story,
It was 50 to 75 pounds. How much is that? How much is that in real weight?
50 to 70 pounds?
yeah, in your strange metric counting ways, Carly.
Listen, numbers aren't my thing. I think in colors and shapes, so...
What's the colour and shape of 75 pounds? A frogman?
Definitely burnt orange.
Green? Green. I was thinking like frog green, but maybe not. Listeners, please explain to us what 75 pounds is worth, please.
I could just I will.
The research should be done already prior to the podcast.
My 10-year-old is roughly 75 pounds. You've met him. That is...
So,
Oh, it's
I haven't
34
met
kilograms,
him.
James.
I've spoke to him over Skype.
That would dent your car.
yeah, you saw his
So
face.
if
I
we
haven't met him.
if we
Face to
throw
face.
if you threw Carly's son at a car, it'd probably dent it. yeah, that's good. Perfect. Yeah.
Just load him into a cannon, like Gonzo style. Shoot him
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Boom. This is what
Sorry,
happens.
sorry, boy. It's for research.
Good luck.
Grab him by the grab him by the grab him by the belt and collar and just
Hey, the car wasn't moving.
It's for science.
Go, boy, go. Carly, I'm sorry. That's your son we're
Yeah,
talking
I'm sorry.
about. Yeah, sorry.
I would not apologize. I feel like sometimes you should toss him onto
Good parenting. Good
Oh,
parenting.
don't apologize.
This is excellent
He's a little
parenting. Okay, this is excellent parenting. You're welcome. Throw your children onto cars. Preferably not moving ones.
Okay, so
Great.
whilst we're hanging out in the 1950s on this particular evening, we may as well get into the other encounters that happened, or should I say the different tellings of encounters. So we've told the one of the congregation on the bridge, the salesman passing out, blah, 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 blah. In one story, the motorist is heading out of the Branch Hill neighborhood when he shines his headlights onto the huge figures yet again. This time, the trio again stand on their hind legs and just stood about for a bit, just chilling. Taking the existence of actual frogmen into account, if they were to be real, they'd actually be the first known race of frogs to be bipedal by nature. So,
Wow.
take that into account.
Also, probably the first frogs to be 4 foot tall. So there's that.
Hey, man, you don't know this. The man once again honked his horn. They perked up once again. They twist their necks around, with them all letting out some quote-unquote strange amphibious gasp. So,
How can you
Yeah.
guess ambiguously?
something like that. I don't know. Something like that. And again, all three of them look at the driver with their leathery skin, and they ran and bounced off in various directions. That one's quite similar to the first one, really, but this is where things get different. The next telling of the story has the motorist pulling over. He gets out of his car, and he spots the creatures, so he's out of his car at this point. And then, all three of the frogmen, I was going to call them creatures, but I should be more respectful. All three of these frogmen are yet again standing about, having a conversation in a highly animated fashion. So probably waving their arms going, maybe, I don't know, like Kermit the Frog style.
No, they're probably boxing. They have pants on, like Mr.
Frog
Yeah.
boxing.
Frog
boxing.
boxing.
They
Here
have
we
their-
go.
Their little high-waisted pants on. They've got their fists at the ready.
Yeah, exactly. So the driver...
They're really posh and British.
Yeah.
in America, because we are...
I'm going to wallop you one, Dennis.
Come on, Queensby rules. Let's go, old boy.
What
Yeah.
them up, ribbit.
Nice. I like that. So this driver calls out to them, and one of the frogmen gets up, points his finger at his friends in the universal gesture of put a pin in it. Now, I don't want to come across as dumb, but what is this apparent universal gesture of putting a pin in it? Because I Googled it. And
Like, put a pin in it as in, like, shut up.
Pin.
I think so, but what?
I mean, you could just do, like, the fucking zip on the mouth
Yeah,
thing.
what would Carly? Is that like a familiar thing? Yeah, as an American,
I mean,
do
I
you know
am
what the
super fucking American,
yeah.
so yeah, super fucking
don't
American.
need to tell me twice.
I mean, I say put a pin in it as in
Fucking love America.
let's revisit this later. Put a pin in that. Let's talk about this later.
So
I don't know.
they just did this.
I did that when I spoke, but I don't know that there's an actual hand gesture.
No,
It's like the
universal hand gesture, apparently.
Everybody knows this, James, just not us.
It's like the opposite of the Italian
Put a pin in it, mate. Yeah.
frog bay.
Frog
So
bay.
I'm glad that we got that covered.
It's the abs.
I definitely, yeah, it's the abs.
It's the abs.
It's all in the abs. So then, after saying put a pin in it, these frogmen turned to the bothersome intruder, opened their gaping mouths, well, one of them did at least, and said,
Go on. I'm waiting for this.
right, do I do it in a British accent or in the frog voice?
Frog
Do a
voice.
mixture of both.
Yes.
Can't you see we're holding a conversation? How rude!
That was quite good.
Thank you.
That was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's quite good.
Thank you. And then after saying that, not only has it spoken, it then pulls a form of wand out of somewhere, raises it high above its head, and fires some kind of magic complete with sparks at the driver before disappearing completely. Abracadabra!
Can we rewind here? Are they wearing pants? Do they have a wand holster? Where did this wand come from? Because you're saying
that's why I
pulled this
put-
wand from somewhere.
He got his dick out.
Listen,
You want to fucking take a picture, do you? Have some of this.
You like what you see, Granddad?
Yeah.
you both have shown me frogs with zero clothing on. All of the abs. Where the fuck?
Wait, I've not showed you a frog.
Yes.
James has showed you
No.
a frog. I'm not part of
You
this.
showed me, Adam, at 3 p.m. You showed me this frog with the abs.
To be fair, you did.
We don't talk about that, Carter. Come on.
You did copy what I sent, so
Okay,
you are now.
But also, where is
Equally
the
part
wand
of
coming
this.
from? Has he got it shoved up
Well,
his ass?
I
Is it
just
an
said-
ass wand?
Froggy Boy's ass one. See, I don't know. I just put quotations somewhere. Could have been his dick, out of his ass, out of his mouth. Maybe had it taped to his back. Maybe it's a form of spine or bone.
He could have just
That doubles as
in
magic?
In
I
this
don't know.
world of magical frogmen, he could have just spawned it in his hand.
Spawned it.
Yeah.
He's got sparks.
So, in other tellings of this story, this quote unquote magic was a form of electricity, leading some theorists to believe they had control over actual
Sorry,
electricity.
James, can I just say, you said electricity so British then.
Electricity?
You went electricity.
I didn't even hear that.
Do you know how like there's the meme of like, oh, Tuesday, British water
Yeah.
bottle? You said it so
Electricity.
much like that.
Oh, I'm conscious now. Okay.
Speak properly.
In other telling, it was a form of electricity, leading some theorists to believe that these frogmen had control over electricity, or at least an advanced form of bioelectricity. Nailed it. This is definitely the most believable of the tales so far, for sure.
Yeah, if we
Definitely.
had to
Well,
categorize the belief
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the
sure.
spark is very electric. So,
Yeah. Bioelectricity, man. The point's there.
sparks worth flying.
Sparks
the
worth
abs.
flying.
This, do you know, James? I think you'd have a career in like we talked about this as well in like erotic novels.
Ooh, hey, I would like in on this conversation, please.
I think we were talking about something the other week, weren't we? And
Probably, yeah. Probably.
and it was again very sexual. Very sexual. Don't get me wrong, me and Lewis were not complaining.
You have
at
a
all.
gift. Adam, you can write this steamy romance novel. James can be the
Literally.
voice actor. Sold. I'll buy a copy.
Listen,
Well, we have one sale already.
if we build a good,
You'd be a madman not to take this opportunity, James.
Do it.
if we build a good fan base, I would release a one-time volume of fan fiction stories with
One time.
with audiobooks. Or maybe, see how well it does,
See?
I don't
With
want to
audio.
oversell it. With
Drop
audio.
James and us a DM on Instagram at Midlanders.
Yeah. Or our email,
If you want any erotic
marvels.mysteries@gmail.com.
novels
Yeah,
written.
exactly. What folklore would you like to see us completely desecrate and turn into a sexual fever dream? Let us know. Please do.
Hi, hello.
An orgy of folklore. Yeah, that's
I
exactly.
want it all.
I would like to request a bunny man, please, and thank you.
Oh my
Oh, this feels so good! Oh,
Oh no.
I can't believe.
Most disturbing
Yeah.
thing I would ever read / watch.
I can't believe Lewis is missing out on this. To be honest, so much. And then the Green Knight came out of a bush with his with his wang in hand, and at the same time, the sky trumpets began, and
with his own severed head.
Hey, what kind of bush did he come out of, though?
Scratching
one,
Fanny of Cockley. Figured it out.
Cocklane Bush.
We have a whole series.
It's a complete series now. So
It'd be a fool not to cash in on this. James. Come on.
Come on.
I know. I don't know the first thing about business, guys. All right.
Give the people what they want. Phil.
All I know is podcasts.
All I know is talking. I need help. So other tellings of this story have a young college couple scouting the area for a makeout spot for some heavy petting, whatever that actually is, you know.
Yep.
I think that
on,
this
James.
particular edge of the story makes like a great Twilight love triangle situation, you know. Who does the girl choose? The bog standard human?
frogman.
The sexy slimy frog boy? It's a difficult decision, really.
I'm on Team Frog Boy.
Obviously, you'd be a fool not to be.
No
Look
one-
at those
yeah, exactly.
abs.
No
Look at
one's
the
seen.
fingers.
Oh,
You could work wonders with those. Also, another one, a gang of Hell's Angels bikers also come across these frogmen. Now, personally, I feel like if the Hell's Angels come across the frogmen, it would end with like the frogmen getting absolutely just murdered. You know,
fucking railed.
big big
would
frog's
jump.
legs on menu tonight. Yeah, they would.
They
jump,
would
yeah.
jump. They would be like, oh,
Yeah.
just jump over the motorcycles.
That's also a good point, yeah. And in case you're wondering what's he talking about, Hell's Angels in the 50s, they actually were founded in 1948. So yeah. So
Because I googled it.
yeah, it's obviously. I need to cover my back, guys. So my personal favorite of these stories is one where a local farmer seen a frogman riding on a bike down the Riverside Road in the dead of the night. Little frogman on a bicycle in the dead of night.
Well, I can't ride a bike, so way to go, Frogman.
Yeah, exactly. Me neither. Don't worry about it. But the thing is, this guy was probably laughed out of his community for just telling the story and died alone, you know? Just for
Probably.
telling the truth. Just because he's seen a frogman on a bicycle.
I think all of these people just incredibly high.
There's some,
Saw like a
Where-
gang of frogs.
Where does
something
the
in the
story
Miami
take
River.
place?
You know.
Is there moonshine available where
it's
these people are?
Loveland, Ohio.
Okay, is that
You
a
know,
The
movie?
place is even called Loveland. Like,
Loveland.
you're setting everything up for erotic novels.
It's a sexy episode.
So I was going to do a
Frogman.
sexy story. I
Look
couldn't
at
have a
those
better,
legs.
better place called than Loveland.
No,
No.
It's like,
No.
it's like
It's
calling
simple,
it,
but-
it's like calling it
but effective.
Sex Town.
Sextown, USA.
No, I wouldn't get sex down.
Bang Avenue, you know, it's just uninspired, guys, uninspired. Yeah. So that is our opening story, really. Yeah. There's still a whole other story to this, and you managed to stretch it out.
I'm
So
ready.
well done, guys. Well
Yes,
done.
yes.
So whilst you know going into this, other than discovering that frogman is actually a commonly used term for military or police trained scuba divers. That's one thing I did find out.
I did
So,
know that.
you know,
Now that you've informed me, I
yeah.
have pulled that back from the recesses of my
Even
mind.
based on the 1950s movie, The Frogmen, about scuba-based military. So, you know, there you go. Little outside fact for you.
Excellent swimmers. They can hold their breath for a long time.
Yeah,
Problem
you know,
solved.
frogmans, you know, there we go. But this tale isn't the only one about the Loveland Frogmen. So 17 years later, from 1955, the Frogmen return from their goopy lair to give yet another surprise cameo to an unsuspecting member of the human race. Maybe this is the son of Frogman.
Dun dun dun.
If we're going in that direction, you know. So, it was March 3rd, 1972, around 1 a.m., and local police officer Ray Shockey, presumably very handsome, Carly's kind of guy, probably, you know.
Obviously, tall, dark, handsome, a little bit emotionally broken. Do me just fine.
Sorted. Member of law enforcement? Why not? Yeah.
Obviously.
Man in a uniform
I
as
was
well.
gonna say,
Tick, tick, tick.
who doesn't love a man in uniform?
I'm unemployed.
So Ray Shockey was taking a drive around 1 a.m. On the Riverside Drive towards Loveland itself, and he was going quite slow. The reason why, because apparently ice builds up quite badly on those roads in March in Ohio. So, you know, there you go. You've learnt something. As he continued his wary drive, he suddenly seen what he thought was a dog curled up on the roadside. Slowly driving past it, he began to see something a little different than a dog. And before he could make a truly astute observation, it fired across in front of his car, narrowly clipping his bonnet, and lay prone in the road, completely illuminated by his headlights. I mean, you already know what it is. It was Frogman! He's back!
He's back!
Yeah.
Is it the son of Frogman, or is it
Yeah,
Frogman himself?
My theory is it's son of Frogman. Original Frogman's retired.
If it's son of Frogman,
Retired.
are their frog genes diluted? Does he look more human now because he's half human, more than half human, more than half frog?
Sure.
Does that mean the frogman fucked a human?
Yes, that's exactly what he's getting at. Yep.
Maybe like one of Carly's.
I thought there was more than one.
Well,
Say
yeah,
that.
there is.
Say that.
I said it's one of Carly's ancestors because of Carly's parent obsession. But don't they lay like spawn and stuff? So maybe they just go.
Yeah, they have tadpoles,
Maybe
don't
it's
they?
that. Yeah, so something like that. So it's safe to say that Ray Shockey was shocked.
Shocked.
Yeah. The similar slimy, leathery skin and boggle-eyed frog head stared at him in a crouched position, before slowly rising to its two legs to stand in the road and gaze at him for whatever reason. That would creep me out. That would.
Imagine if he just started
when-
hitting some bodybuilding poses. Front double by, starts hitting vacuums and everything. Like, oh my.
He's.
Whoa.
Oh man, this is bad.
I'm in trouble.
I don't know what Ohio accent is, so I'm going with that today.
I'm pretty sure we nailed it.
I think you
agree.
also nailed it. I think it's
Thank you.
probably the same as my accent, which is just general American.
Okay.
General American.
Genam, I'll remember that. Genam.
General American. Is
Good,
there
good.
Southern? No, there's no Southern here. No. Just
Shame.
general,
Shame.
middle of the line American. I have a
How
friend from
do-
Ohio, though. I can ask her.
Yeah. I don't want complete accent breakdown
Yep.
after the episode, yeah.
Yeah.
So this frogman regrettably couldn't find his one this particular evening, so he settled for the hard stare instead.
The hypnotic stuff.
Hypnotic stare, but you know what? It worked. As Ray got out of his car, presumably with a gun in his hand, just to make it more dramatic from my perspective, the frog then let out another strange form of sound, something like that, before darting to the bridge guard rail and flailing back into the river.
Obviously. Of course he does. He's just
Not-
trying to cliff dive on his night off, okay?
Not
Come on,
jumping,
guys.
he flailed over into the water.
It's so dramatic.
Yeah, it's so dramatic, Mr. Frogman.
So extra.
You're so extra, Frogman. Yeah, so he noticed, Shocky did, that there were actually a number of scratch marks where it jumped over. And the reason why I say scratch marks is because claw marks will come into it a little later, just a little bit later.
Frogs don't have claws, James. first of all.
Exactly. But this is why I'm saying I'll come back into it later. Don't discount my research just yet, please. I have a good reason.
Okay,
Now-
fine. I'll allow it.
I've never worked as a police officer, but I imagine calling in to the station appearance of a frogman would kind of earn you the position of the station kook. So maybe it wasn't worth
Yes.
mentioning,
Mm.
Maybe.
Oh, it's fucking Jerry again. He saw the
Yeah.
frog man.
Oh, it's in the frogman again. Here we go. But just keep it as one of those strange tales that happens to you and you don't really tell anyone. Not everyone anyway. And you're just like, oh, that was weird, wasn't it? But luckily for Mr. Shockey, 2 weeks later on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, another man of the law would have a meeting with Ol Frogmeister. So this time it took place on Kemper Road near the Totes Boot Factory. I don't know what any of these places is, but that's what I've just learned from researching. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. To be fair, this next experience probably did Shockey a big favor because he's got someone to back up his claims of seeing a frogman even. So meet Mark Matthews, an upstanding gentleman, maybe with a dark side, and definitely not afraid to whack out his weapon when needed. You'd probably like this guy again, wouldn't you, Carly, to be fair?
Yep, probably.
Yeah. You'd probably like this guy, yeah.
He seems ready to go.
That's the only requirement I have.
Sensing a pattern here, guys. Yeah. So once again, Mark thought he'd seen a dead animal partially lying in the road and was like, I'm going to get out and move into the pavement. Do the decent thing.
Obviously.
Exactly. Yet again, though, it was the frogman doing his usual shtick, and he dived in front of the car, giving Matthews a good old stare, and then bounced back into the water. But he didn't. he didn't get the chance to bounce back into the water. Matthews was ready. He'd heard about these frogmen, remember? He was ready. In fact, he was sick of it. He was sick of these frogmen, these frog boys in my neck of the woods. I don't think so. He wasn't a man to overthink things either. And as soon as he got out of his car, gun was out.
I'm going to shoot this frog.
And that's exactly what he did. He
shot him.
Popped a cap in the frog.
Did they save his body? First question.
Well, we're getting to that. We're getting to that. So he shot this frogman somewhere, face, belly, who knows. But what happens next, again, is down to interpretation, because one telling has the frogman dropping dead in the road, all thanks to the lead sandwich he received from Matthews. Matthews then dragged the body into his car, his squad car, so to speak, and then he was like, yo, Shocky, you want to see my catch of the day? Sorry, that's the wrong accent. Yo, you want to see my catch of the day? And something like that. And Shocky was, on his way. So, yeah, he was in the middle of the night, shot this frogman, dragged it into his car, called his mate up and was like, I know you've seen this, and I want you to come see it, boy. This accent's all over the place, but I don't really care.
I like that accent. I'm here for it.
I don't care, boy. You come out here and look at them there frogman in my backseat.
If there's anything ladies love other than a British accent, you're welcome, gentlemen. It's a Southern accent. Get that northern crap out of here. No offense.
No, northern accent.
Bottle of water.
Northern American, for the record.
I don't know what a Northern American
You all
even
can
is, to
say
be
whatever
honest.
you want, and we're just like, okay.
Yeah. Say this word. Say this
great.
word.
Sounds great.
You related to the king.
Sounds great. Yesterday I got drunk and asked James to say owl for me and my friend.
Say owl, James?
It's the same as American.
Owl.
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 That's exactly what the voice note was.
So it literally was me going, owl.
Owl.
Is
there was
that
a point
okay?
to that question.
Yeah, there was, but...
Playing a murder mystery game.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
saying, accents, they do things.
It's all good. Yeah, they do. But yeah, Northern England's accent, absolutely incredible. Shout out to all the Northern people out there. You know I love you. So according to Matthews in an interview in 2001, yeah, this is a fair bit later now, he said...
Yeah, it's like 30 years.
Yeah, he said...
29, actually.
He said the frogman was actually a large iguana, about 3 to 3.5 feet long, and that the reason why it left a scratch mark on the side of the road was because it had claws, like an iguana does. But he didn't immediately pinpoint the creature's ID back then because it was missing its tail.
Okay, yes,
This
of course
is what he said.
Its tail.
This is what he said, yeah. He went on to say it either got loose or was released when it grew too large. Matthews also dreamed up some kind of scenario. I'm saying dreamed up. It could be true, I can't completely discount it. He dreamed up a scenario in which the iguana had been someone's pet. And basically, they couldn't take care of it anymore, so they just dumped him in the middle of the Loveland, Ohio swamp country land for some reason. Why not? Why not?
What cunt?
Couldn't have said it better myself.
I have questions, though. First of all, how big do iguanas get?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Did you say it was 3.5 foot?
This one was 3 to 3.5 feet long, apparently.
That's quite a big boy. That's
That
like
is a very big... I saw an iguana in the wild recently.
Ooh.
that's like half of you, James.
Yeah, I'm half iguana.
Half iguana. That would be a really big iguana, though. Did you both know? Fun Florida fact. When it gets too cold here, we get warnings, not about the freeze, but about iguanas falling from the trees. Because they get cold and they get frozen and they just...
Aww,
They just flop out of the trees.
But I did not know that.
That would be like...
There you go.
That would be like... Do you know when you just see two magpies and
Yeah.
you think it's good luck or something?
Yeah.
Imagine you just in Florida, you just see a frozen iguana fall out of a tree. You're like, yes, it's going to be a good day.
Did you know
that if a frozen iguana lands on you, it's good luck? Did you know that?
It's good luck to
Oh, you've gone back to that voice. What episode was it?
What accent is this? I don't remember. Who is it now? I don't remember who that accent is, to be fair.
It might have been from Cockline.
I remember. It's from the Green Knight episode. You're welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to
That's
get to
the
know
one.
you more, sweet pea. Yeah, there you go. It's a similar character.
Well
It's
done,
a sister.
Carly. Well
No,
done.
yeah.
That's right.
Carly's like super
Go
fan.
me.
This is like her
That's right.
dream come true. She's our
favorite
fan.
podcast now. You guys have replaced My Favorite Murder as my favorite podcast. I didn't think that was possible. So well
Fuck
done.
those people.
Hand claps.
Honestly,
golf claps.
it means like because My Favorite Murder is they're big time, so we
They are
greatly
big time.
appreciate it.
I'm very behind on their podcast. I listen
You should go
every week.
Yeah, you should catch up with them. Actually, no, don't keep listening to our podcast instead. No, screw them. They've had their time in the sun. It's our time.
Don't reject our OnlyFans,
It's
James.
your time now. It's your time.
Get off my show. Yeah. No. So back to tellings of the story. So Matthews arrived as backup at the same night that Shockey had seen it. So originally it was 2 weeks apart. Another telling of the story is that Matthews shows up the same night that Shockey seen his frogman. But then you'd need to rely on the frogman coming back at all, like 2 weeks later or in the same night. Once they were spooked, the frogmen generally didn't really reappear for around 20 years based on the stories we've got so far. So once Shockey did show up, after Matthews had called him in and was like, "You should see what I got here." He basically, he turned up and Shockey was once again,
Look what I got here, boy.
"Hey, what?" Shockey turned up and was once again shocked, obviously, and said it was exactly what he'd seen 2 weeks ago. Or maybe he was just saying that to get on Mark's side with the tale. He was like, "Yeah, that's the frogman, mate. Yeah." Either way, following the release of their statements in the press, the two men declined to talk about it until 2001, anyway. In the previously mentioned interview with Matthews, he went on to say that he'd never said it was a frogman. I never said it was the frogman. And that it had been vastly overblown by people looking to find something more than the simple truth. He continued saying that authors had deliberately omitted the more truthful aspects of his accounts of that night, likely to try and sell a story of a true urban legend. He also went on to say that the reason why he shot it was because nobody would believe him. And guess what, Matthews? Guess what? Come closer. Come here. They still don't. The frogman is real, okay? That's all you need to know.
I refuse to believe anything less than the frogman.
Exactly.
Look at those
Exactly.
abs. How can anybody fake those abs?
Exactly.
Okay.
You can't
Someone has
fake.
studied those in depth. Someone has said, paint me like one of your French ladies. It was the frogman.
Yeah.
Paint me like one of your frogmen.
Hey, frogman.
Hey. Matthews went on to say that the thing, what he shot, was half dead anyway. And he ended his interview saying it was a big hoax. He also went on to say, there's a logical explanation for everything. It's like Bigfoot and all that other stuff. I don't believe in Bigfoot either. He sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't he, Mark? A lot of fun, Mark. I don't even believe in being alive,
I don't even believe in oxygen. I refuse to breathe in anymore.
Prove it.
Maybe,
That's a
maybe-
conspiracy theory. Okay.
Exactly. Oxygen is just an illusion made by the body to cause you, suck you in the same way of thinking, so you become more susceptible to other elements in the environment. Okay.
You're listening to the media. The media is spinning you lies about oxygen. I was watching a video on YouTube, and it actually said that oxygen is toxic. So
No way. No way. Consider me, a changed
Consider
man.
me a fan.
More
I am swayed.
More skeptics of the Frogman story have pointed out that the reason its first appearance took place back in 1955 was because of the classic Universal horror film, The Creature from the Black Lagoon, which came out in 1954. So they've assumed that Americans generally had amphibious water monsters on the brain at the time.
obviously.
And I can see that. And, Creature from the Black Lagoon is a fantastic film. It was one of my earliest horror films I watched. And Gilman is my boy. The Creature. He's my main man.
We're a gullible lot. What can I say? Us Americans.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I can't.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
I fucking love a gullible guy.
Just let that flow out there. No. Yeah, of course. Not everyone's gullible. There's more of you, so there's more gullibility,
There's more
so
of
to
us.
speak. Yeah, there's more of you,
Yes. Continue with your tale, sir.
But yeah, anyway, sorry. But so that was the end of the 1970s portion of the story, but it did not end there, officially anyway. So the legacy of the Frogman lives on, making his most recent splash back into the media in 2016. In August of 2016, local Cincinnati television stations reported about a teenage couple who were playing Pokemon Go near Lake Isabella when they spotted a real-life monster. One of the teens, Sam Jacobs, stated that at first they thought that it was just a giant frog, until it stood up on both legs. Shocked at what they had seen, Sam Jacobs managed to take a short video and a couple of pictures of what they discovered. Unfortunately, though, this entire encounter occurred after sunset and the area was not well lit at all, with a few streetlights apparently. And all that was really captured on the typically grainy video was two reflective eyes in complete darkness. I would send you the video, but literally just imagine complete darkness and two white lights in the darkness. There's no... Yeah, exactly like that, Carly. Exactly like that. You know, like Adam's glasses right now.
Yeah.
All lit up. Yeah.
There's no glare on mine right now.
Can you imagine if like you had like a dog for like 7 years or something, and it's lying on the floor, you're watching TV, and all of a sudden it just stands up on its two legs and just walks out.
All right, Carol, it's been real. See you later.
I'm a head out.
I'm tired of this.
I think that should be like
your food is shit.
that should be like a sketch or something.
Yeah. Thanks for all the
gotta be
food, Mom.
Goodbye.
But goodbye, Mama. Yeah, something like that.
I said good day.
A slight outline of this bipedal figure can be seen in the video once it's been lightened up, apparently. Now, this video and its photos are subject to heavy debate as to their authenticity. It was apparently later revealed to be a local student from Archbishop Moeller High School in a homemade frog costume. But, okay. That raises many, many more questions. Was it all set up as a hoax and, you know, this kid in his frog suit was part of it? You know, did these Pokemon Go players happen to come across some kid who
what year was this
dressed as... This was 2016. You know,
Wait,
Maybe they
shut up.
actually found a Pokemon.
yeah.
Maybe they did find
Is
a
that
Pokemon.
Scyther? Oh!
Who's that Pokemon?
So, yeah.
It's Pikachu.
It's Frogman.
Frogman.
So yeah, think about that. Was you know, the Frogman costume, was it part of the Pokemon Go gang? Did the Pokemon players come across, you know, an actual Frogman Pokemon? Or is it just some kid who made himself a frog costume, was just walking about in Lake Isabella at night for some reason? There's a lot of things to question here.
I don't know. I've seen the abs, and I feel like you couldn't replicate those. This is where I am. This is where I will stay. Although the other Frogman, the straddling the guardrail, does not have nearly as delicious abs as the first Frogman that you sent.
He looks a bit saggy, actually.
He does look a bit saggy. He looks like he's been through some stuff. He had a lot of muscle mass, but then he let himself go. He's just all saggy skin now. Yeah, I don't know, but I did Google, and iguanas can grow up to 5 feet tall, 5 feet tall.
Can they grow abs?
I don't think so. Also, they probably look like a lizard.
That's true. Right, so that is kind of the base story for the Frogman. I've got a surprise for you. I received a 1 minute and 8 second voice clip from Lewis Carter, and basically Adam's just sent a picture of the abs close up to us. They're fantastic. Look at those. Oh, such definition. Yeah, Lewis.
I very much appreciate this Frogman abs.
So I sent to Lewis a very quick kind of summary of what happens in the Frogman story, and this is it. So I'm going to play it down the mic for you.
I like the idea of the 3 frogmen having a chat, but where's he got the wand from? You know, and the magic. There must be magic, eh? So that was the one story, wasn't it? The other one, they're talking again, but they just run away. I think I prefer the one with the wand. The wand. It's cool. And the sparks, you know.
Sparks.
And then the coppers. Was there just one frogman there, I'm guessing. And he shot it. Why would he shoot it? Was it coming at him or what? And then he said it was a big iguana. Must have been really big. So that's my thoughts on it.
That was an
thank you.
insult.
Thank you.
An insight into the beautiful mind of Lewis
I
Carter.
know, just incredible. Such a special one. That was all sent all the way from Araba, Italy. So, I hope he's having a great time on those slopes.
Can you imagine being like someone on holiday with him and you just accidentally hear from his door talking about frogmen,
That was a big iguana.
and then and it turns out to be a big iguana,
And he shot it.
Oh.
and he shot it. It must have been right big.
Oh, man. So good.
Oh.
Overall, most notably now, like the impact the Loveland Frogman has had is that, as it stands, as far as I know, it is famous for being the only cryptid out there with its own musical.
I'm sorry.
There's a
Did you
frogman
say
musical.
musical?
Short-lived musical, but it sold out 5 shows. But Ohio writers and actors Joshua Steele and Mike Hall wrote the bluegrass musical Hot Damn, It's the Loveland Frog, also known as Hot-Diggity-Dog, It's the Loveland Frog, which debuted at May 29th, 2014 at the Cincinnati Fringe Festival.
I'm
blown away.
Googling this immediately.
I also.
It's hard to actually find footage of it. I couldn't find any at all. But you know what bluegrass is, don't
It's
you?
$12. That's not too bad.
Let's go see it.
Hot damn, it's the Loveland Frog.
Yeah, Hot Damn, or also known as Hot-Diggity-Dog. It's the Loveland Frog. I like that one better because it rhymes.
Hot diggity dog. That's Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. You're welcome.
I'm more right, but thank you. Did you want to know what it's about? You want to know what it's
Yes,
about?
I would.
So in the show, Luke Honeywell and his girlfriend, Darla, set off with a bluegrass band to find Luke's missing grandfather, supposedly snatched by the Frogman himself. The couple runs from moonshiners, learns about the Frogman's legends from shadow puppets, and are interrupted from time to time by commercials from a local taxidermist.
I mean, all of those things make perfect sense. I'd also like the record to show that I was right about the moonshine. So there we go.
Yeah,
Merca.
There you go. Everyone's a
American
moonshiner.
things. Everyone's a moonshiner.
And that's okay, It's okay.
We have a whole TV show about them. It's a thing. America. The land of moonshine.
Is it called
And frogmen,
moonshiners?
obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Frogmen and moonshine.
Frogmen and moonshine. I don't know
If
what
you don't
else
see them now,
need.
you will.
What
Get
a
ready.
knee slapper. Yeah, get ready. Yeah, get ready for it because it's coming for you in a big way. But why would you into commercials from a local taxidermist? That's just
Why wouldn't you? Because if I found a frogman and I shot him with my gun, I would obviously have it taxidermied. I'd put a Santa Claus hat on him. He would
Mark.
be outfitted year round.
Mark Matthews has got that thing stuffed in his living room.
Yes.
He's got it in there. He's
Just
got
a big, empty iguana.
yeah,
Also, right?
yeah.
Do you know how at the start you asked, like, basically the meaning of life
Okay.
and death?
I didn't ask that. I said that they were very big questions.
How does it relate, apart from him dying?
No. So I know. Listen, I know you're going through a loss. I get it, and you want to find a way to expand.
Tell me
I
how
get
to
that.
grieve.
What I'm going to say is the reason why I said that is because I asked you an important question, which was, making life, giving birth to an animal-human hybrid. Frogman is a human-animal hybrid.
I guess so.
You get it?
I guess
it's
so.
not the best way of tying it in. I'll admit that. But you know what?
I
It got a
mean-
discussion out of you both, so I don't really mind too
It
much.
did. It did.
Maybe were you expecting one of us to say frog?
You know what? No. But imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine.
Well, I've got a story for you.
About
Well-
half human, half tiger, just to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
It'd be all right.
Keep the claws, just human head, tiger body,
I was thinking human body, tiger head.
but
Like-
also tiger teeth.
like
so just
like-
just a monstrous.
Tiger with human teeth.
So he can have. He must have abs as well.
Yeah, of
Oof.
course. Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I just realized though, if it's got a tiger's head and a human body, it's just King from Tekken.
He is.
Yeah, I know.
And you'd probably get
he's a
sued.
lion. Yeah. Please don't sue us. It was just a joke. Just a joke, guys. Yeah. Overall, though, personally, after discussing it with you and researching into it, it's a fantastic, like, little cryptid urban legend. You know?
I like it. I was gonna say I'd like to meet the Frogman one day.
Yeah. It'd be nice. And, even though you could easily probably treat
Well, he's
it...
dead.
Well, he's dead. He got shot.
Just like the rest of us are going to be.
Sorry. Technically, in 2016, he could still be around as long as he didn't get the Rona, and
As
you
long
both
as
have had
wasn't-
it.
Yeah.
Filthy COVID boys.
Hey. That's our new podcast name, Filthy COVID
Filthy
Boy.
COVID boy.
Filthy COVID boys.
I love it. I mean, also...
Also the title of the next erotic novel.
Yes,
Same.
Filthy COVID Boys.
Oh,
In more ways than one.
they've got COVID and they're
safe to-
feeling filthy.
It's safe. It's safe
The positive lateral flow testing. One.
It's safe to say they'll all be feeling positive by the end.
But
You're welcome, everybody. But yeah, I'm glad in a way there's no like stories of the frogmen being violent towards humans. I think it would have
They
been
were just like rudely
it would have
interrupted
lost
and,
their credibility. I mean, they shot like sparks at someone, but I'm sure they were harmless. It's just
they just listen. It was the 4th of July. They were playing with firecrackers.
yeah, it's just
No,
midnight
There were
japes.
firework,
It was just midnight
Sparklers.
japes, That's
Yeah,
what it
they
was.
had some sparklers in his back pocket. Why? I don't know. Frog pockets. They keep things in there.
Frog
It's important.
pockets. Well, maybe we've just been incredibly lucky so far, and
This-
the worst
this
is yet
frog.
to come.
This frog has a Voldemort nose as well.
It does have. Yes.
Mark Matthews is dead. Hey. So, final note, footnote to the episode. The frogmen aren't limited to Ohio. In Massachusetts, there have been a lot less, but still reported sightings of a frogman of Silver Lake, once again starting in the 40s and 50s. Maybe he's not alone. Maybe the frogmen do exist all across America, maybe even across all the world, and slowly but surely they're drawing their plans against us, like a maybe less sinister version of the widespread lizard man scourge that's currently happening in the world, something like that. Or maybe, again, it plays into everybody in America having the creature from the Black Lagoon on the mind. We'll let you decide. It was lizard men. And that is the Loveland Frogmen, ladies and gentlemen. Lady and gentleman. Ladies and gentlemen,
Bravo,
listeners.
bravo.
Hello.
I have
Thoughts?
questions.
Questions, thoughts?
I feel like it gets cold in Massachusetts, right?
I've never been
Frogs-
there, so
Frogs
sure.
are cold blood. I also have never been in Massachusetts. However, I feel like it gets much colder there. There must be frogs there still. What do they do in the wintertime? Do frogs hibernate? Does Frogman hibernate? Does he have a festive little scarf that he wears?
I just don't know, Carly.
So many questions. He sheds his frog skin, starts a family for the winter, and then returns to the swamp.
There
come
we go.
summer.
Specifically
That's
for
how-
the
There
winter.
we go.
Imagine.
He makes his way to a bar. They
Fuck,
have
it's September. Should probably have some kids.
Imagine that though. Imagine you're a lady. You're about to give birth, and instead, loads of frog spawn comes out of you. Ooh.
I bet it would be an interesting time in the delivery room. The doctors and nurses would never forget you. Instead of pooping on the table, it's just frog spawn. Frog
Yeah.
spawn everywhere. They're like, "Oh, what do we do with this?
Doctors
It's
there just
frogs."
pushing down on the stomach
Yep.
to get it all out.
Bleh, bleh,
Oh,
bleh,
what,
bleh,
darling? How's
frogs.
she got in there?
It's like trying to open a packet of millions and it just sprays everywhere.
Go, my children! Live!
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
For your friendly American friend here, are million sprinkles? Are we talking about the same
They're
thing
like
here?
big
It's the,
sprinkles,
like
aren't
the
they?
chewing gum things.
They're
I
like
don't know what
really
they're called.
tiny, really
Yeah.
tiny sweets.
Let me show you.
Candy, so to speak.
Candy. Like nerds?
Big,
Fucking nerds.
like kind of, yeah.
they're like this, Carly. They're like this.
Okay.
There's a lot of information being passed in the
But
Skype
what
chat
are
that
they?
needs to be shared
They're
with
like
the
little.
audience.
I think they eventually become like chewing gum or something like that.
Okay.
And then you just like put loads in your mouth, and they merge together, and you have a nice little tasty, sugary, tooth decaying treat.
Just like frog spawn.
Just like tadpoles.
Just like tadpoles. I was going to say that's what she said. Now I have said it. So there we go.
Interesting.
Well done.
So, What did you think overall of the Loveland Frogmen?
I wish he was this like wizard frog
I wish he was my
that
dad.
existed. I wish he was my dad.
I am a big fan. I still like this very athletic photo where he's making a face like.
Listen, you need to
Where does this
sort
frog
yourself
have time
out.
to train?
Mate, he's swimming all day, all night.
I
Yeah.
would like to know that too. Does he skip leg day? Is that why his legs aren't included? Because that's a deal breaker.
He doesn't look natural to me either.
It's a deal breaker. He's
been-
definitely
it's
on
been
the
juicing.
steroids.
Yeah, it's been
He's on
juicing.
something.
Yeah.
Yep. He takes steroids regularly. I'd like to see a Frogman Mothman show off. Dusty thighs
I know.
versus
Yeah.
slimy.
Ugh.
Slimy thighs.
No. It feels wrong.
The dust is going to
Dust
get all
and
stuck
slime.
in the slime.
No. It's making me cringe
You're
uncontrollably.
welcome.
The dust is just gonna congeal
Yeah.
and like. Ugh.
Dusty slime.
It's like
Yeah.
dropping a slice of ham on some dusty wood.
And then picking it up and going. Loveland Frogmen, everyone.
Dusty wood. That's where you get Frog Woman.
Nice. So, unless anyone's got any parting words, we'll wrap this bad boy up.
James, don't say parting words.
I'm sorry. You and me are going to have a talk when the show's over.
All right. Don't say parting words.
Don't say
Don't
it.
say crack jizz.
Now for the eulogy of the episode. I'm sorry. That was cool. But yeah, any final parting words, guys? Any final parting words?
I had something, but
I said it again. I'm sorry.
no.
Sorry.
I would
Death
like to know
will
why
come
you're...
for you all.
I want to hug you so bad right now, man, but I can't get to you.
We're ending it the way that we began it. Virtual hugs. So
Then-
sorry.
Yeah.
All the sad.
Yeah.
All the sad.
But also, listeners, first of all, thank you for listening. Second of all, on Spotify now, you can also rate and review us. Give us a star rating because apparently that's how you succeed these days. So if you're using Apple Podcasts or Spotify, do please leave us a review of any kind. We just want to know how you feel. How are you feeling? Please tell us. And also, if you want to get into contact with us, you can find us at email at marvels.mysteries@gmail.com and also on Instagram at MMMidlanders or at MMMidlanders. That's how you find us. Get in there. You can also find those links in our description of the episode. So don't worry about remembering it. We make it easy for you. Also, one last thank you, Carly from the Haunted Housewives Podcast.
That's right.
We'll also link that into our episode description. Is there anything you'd like to do? Any shameless self-promotion before we end the episode?
Shameless self-promotion. I'm terrible at that. No. Listen to my podcast, Haunted Housewives Podcast. And you can also follow me on Instagram at The Village Tarot Witch. And that is where you can find me. Those
There you
two
go.
places.
There you
That
go.
is it.
There you go. Guys,
There you go.
it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. And to you listeners for listening to the episode. We have been Marvels, Mysteries and Midlanders. I'm James. He's Adam. And she's Carly. Who's that?
Hi.
Have a fantastic week and we will speak to you next time. Take care now. Bye-bye then. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Moon boots slippers.